All right, let's just dive right into this explainer and look under the hood of the everyday applications we all use. We're going to explore a foundational piece of tech that literally powers everything from your live chats and online gaming right through to real-time cloud dashboards and AI streaming. Yep, we're talking about WebSockets. By the time we wrap this up, you're going to understand exactly how the modern interactive internet actually works, and more importantly, why it feels so instantaneous. To kick things off, let's think about a super common scenario. Say you open up WhatsApp Web or you're firing off a message in Slack. You type it out, you hit send, and boom, the other person gets it instantly. There's no page refresh, no waiting around, the message just magically appears. Now, as simple as that seems on the surface, it really begs the question, how does that magic actually happen? I mean, how can an app maintain a continuous live connection between your browser and a server? To understand the fix, we've got to look at Section 1, the traditional web problem. So the standard web basically operates on a super strict request and response model. Your browser sends a request, the server processes it, shoots a response back, and then, well, the connection just ends. It completely dies. Now, don't get me wrong, this is absolutely perfect for loading a static website. But if a new chat message comes in, your browser has literally no way of knowing, simply because that initial connection is already dead and gone. Before modern solutions came along, developers had to rely on this desperate workaround called polling. Polling basically means repeatedly asking the server for updates. Imagine your browser essentially nagging the server every single second going, hey, any new chat messages? Any new notifications? How about stock updates? And most of the time, the server is just replying, nope, nothing changed. You can imagine this wastes a massive amount of bandwidth and server resources. At any kind of real scale, it just becomes incredibly inefficient. Which brings us to Section 2, WebSockets, the persistent solution. Think of traditional HTTP kind of like sending a physical letter in the mail. You write it out, you wait for it to arrive, you wait for a reply, and then you send another letter. It's totally disjointed. WebSockets, on the other hand, are way more like keeping a phone call open. You pick up the phone, the call stays active continuously, and both people can talk instantly without having to redial every time they have a thought. WebSockets create that persistent, always open line of communication. The absolute crucial point here is that WebSockets create what we call bidirectional communication. With HTTP, the client has to ask and the server answers. But with a WebSocket, both the client and the server can communicate freely and instantly. The server doesn't have to sit around waiting to be asked. If it gets a new message, it can simply push that update to you live, right in the moment. Let's look at the actual mechanics in Section 3, the 4-step connection. Getting this persistent phone call established is actually a 4-step process, and Step 1 has a really fascinating twist. It starts out as a completely normal HTTP request. The browser contacts the server and essentially says, hey, I want to upgrade this communication. Moving to Step 2, the server evaluates that and accepts the upgrade to a WebSocket. By Step 3, all that normal HTTP behavior completely stops, and a persistent connection is firmly locked in. Finally, in Step 4, continuous two-way communication kicks off. No more repeated setups, the channel is just wide open. Now let's see this in action with Section 4, real-world application scale. Let's start with chat apps, like Discord. When you fire off a message on a platform like that, your browser sends it straight through that open WebSocket connection. The server receives it instantly, and because it already has a persistent connection open with the recipient, it immediately pushes that update right to their screen. No page refreshes, absolutely no inefficient polling, just instant, seamless communication. And you know, the stakes get even higher when you look at financial platforms. Just imagine a live stock market application where prices are fluctuating every single second. If millions of users were pulling the server every second for price updates, it would literally crash the system. WebSockets are the game changer here, allowing the server to efficiently push live trading prices directly to your screen continuously without missing a beat.
Honestly, the use cases are everywhere. In online multiplayer games, you need constant updates for player positions, movements, health status. All of that requires incredibly low latency. Or think about collaborative editing. When you see your coworker typing live in a Google Doc, that server is pushing updates continuously so everyone stays perfectly in sync. Even modern cloud dashboards on AWS or Azure use this exact same tech to stream live infrastructure health updates. Basically, none of this works without persistent connections.
Even the absolute bleeding edge of tech relies on this. Take modern AI platforms like OpenAI, for example. When an AI generates a massive, long response, instead of making you sit there and wait 30 seconds for the entire block of text to load, the system uses a streaming architecture. It streams the response to you token by token, gradually.
It's those persistent communication channels that make these interactive AI systems feel so incredibly fast and responsive.
But it's not all smooth sailing. Let's get into Section 5, Security Risks and Future Infrastructure. Obviously, keeping a permanent doorway open into a server introduces a whole new world of complexities. Cybersecurity teams have to strictly monitor these open channels. Because a WebSocket stays open, attackers can definitely try to abuse them. We're talking risks like session hijacking, maintaining unauthorized persistent sessions, or even worse, establishing real-time malware control streams. If an API is misused over a permanent connection, the damage can happen unbelievably fast. So having robust, real-time monitoring is absolutely non-negotiable. Navigating both these incredible benefits and the security challenges is exactly why truly understanding WebSockets makes you so valuable in highly sought-after tech careers. Whether you're aiming for cloud engineering, back-end architecture, DevOps, or site reliability engineering, managing real-time infrastructure at scale is just a critical skill. Modern systems are rapidly moving away from those basic request-response setups, and you really need to know how to handle the persistent ones.
Now, before we wrap up, I do want to offer a quick word of caution to help you avoid a super common beginner trap. It is really easy to look at all this and think, oh, WebSockets are just replacing HTTP entirely. But the reality? HTTP still powers the vast majority of web communication. Loading images, fetching standard web pages, reading articles, HTTP is absolutely perfect for that. WebSockets simply step in and take over specifically when real-time continuous data exchange is required.
So, tying it all together, this continuous flow is exactly why the modern interactive internet feels so alive. Your browser opens the app, an initial HTTP request brilliantly asks for an upgrade to a WebSocket, the client and server start continuously exchanging data back and forth, and your application updates instantly without ever needing a refresh. By ditching the clunky request-response architecture of the past for these dynamic features, developers have literally created a seamless digital world. Now that we deeply understand how data flows persistently between a client and a server, it leaves us with an even bigger infrastructure question. When that chat message or that livestock update leaves the server, how does it physically find its way across the globe to your specific screen in a matter of milliseconds? It's like a massive puzzle. That brings us to our next explainer. What exactly is a router, and how does routing actually work to connect the entire planet? We'll uncover that mystery next time.